I usually arrived earlier than everyone else. I liked the office at that hour. The tidy rows of desks, computers still turned off, and the morning sunlight streaming through the large second-floor windows, casting a soft glow across the polished wooden floor. The hum of the air conditioning, just starting up, was often the only sound in the entire building. My desk sat in a corner near the window, facing the parking lot. Beside me was an empty desk, the former station of an old employee who, I was told, had transferred to another division long before I joined. No one ever touched that desk again. Just a black chair with cracked leather and a drawer that always stayed tightly shut. My days passed normally, quietly, predictably. Every morning I made coffee in the small pantry near the printer, then sat and enjoyed the view outside the window. In those first hours, I could start the day without interruptions. No laughter, no rapid keystrokes, no slamming doors. Just me, my computer, and an office still half asleep. Until one morning, when, for the first time ever, I heard the chair at the desk beside me move. The chair I had seen, unchanged, for 3 years. I brushed it off at first. Maybe the AC made it shift a little. Our office did have a lot of little things that sometimes moved from vibrations caused by the large photocopier downstairs. I wasn't suspicious at all. I sat there, sipping my coffee, completely unaware that this would be the beginning of something unreasonable. Something that would make me question who was actually sitting at the desk beside me every morning. That morning, just as I tried convincing myself the chair had moved because of the AC, another sound followed, one far harder to explain. Morning. The voice was soft, low, like someone who had just woken up. But what made every muscle in my body tighten was the fact that the voice came from the desk beside me. The empty desk. The desk untouched for years. The desk that wasn't even listed in our office system anymore. I slowly turned my head, my heartbeat suddenly louder than the AC itself. The chair now faced me, though I clearly remembered it had been facing the long-dead monitor. No one sat there, yet I had the overwhelming sensation that someone was. I let out a small laugh, trying to sound casual. Probably someone downstairs, I told myself. But that thought fell apart immediately. The entire lower floor was still dark at this hour. Maintenance usually turned on the lights around 8. I exhaled, trying to refocus on my screen. But a few seconds later, there came a soft tapping from the desk beside me. 4 taps, evenly spaced, as if someone was politely trying to get my attention. I swallowed. The entire office suddenly felt smaller, as if the walls had crept closer. "Who's there?" I asked, my voice attempting firmness, failing slightly. No answer, just silence. I stood up anyway, just to check. Slow, cautious steps carried me toward the desk. The chair looked normal, although a little closer to my desk than before. Then I saw something that made the back of my neck prickle. The bottom drawer was cracked open, just slightly, and I could have sworn it had always been completely shut. I leaned down. Something poked out from the gap, a sheet of old, worn paper, and the moment I reached for it, the chair shifted toward me, blocking my hand. I stumbled back, nearly spilling my coffee. That's when it hit me. Whatever was happening in this office, it wasn't some harmless early morning coincidence. There was something or someone at the desk beside me, and for some reason, it didn't want me opening that drawer, which only made me more certain I had to know what it was hiding. After that morning, I couldn't focus. My routine felt wrong. Every keystroke echoed too loudly in the quiet room. My face was aimed at my screen, but my eyes kept drifting to the empty desk next to mine, half expecting something, anything, to appear. One purpose began to form in my mind. I needed to open that drawer. Whatever was inside, I was sure it was connected to the voice, the taps, the moving chair. But to do that, I'd have to face something I couldn't see. The next day, I arrived even earlier than the AC, earlier than the sun. The office was pitch dark when I unlocked the door, the dim hallway light bleeding faintly into the room. I turned on my desk lamp, took a deep breath. Today, I would do it. But the resistance came much sooner than I expected. I had barely approached the desk when the long dead monitor flickered, just for a split second. I froze. Nothing else happened. "It's just an old machine," I muttered. I forced myself closer and reached for the drawer handle. The chair spun, hard, as if someone invisible whipped it around. I stumbled back, breath caught in my throat. "All right, you don't like me touching that," I whispered. I checked the floor. No wires, no strings, no visible explanation. But I wasn't giving up. If the chair was guarding it, then whatever was in there was important. In the days that followed, every attempt I made, even just a few steps toward it, was met with something. Lights flickered. The AC died. Once, every outlet near me shut off at the exact same moment, leaving only the faint scraping of that chair shifting as though watching me. It began to feel like it understood my intentions. What truly shook me, though, was when I found a sticky note on my desk. 3 words, in unfamiliar handwriting. "Please don't open." I stared at it for a long time. It couldn't have been left by any coworker. I always arrived first, and the night before, I personally locked the office. And what made it worse? The note appeared only after I'd tried several times to open the drawer, as if someone was warning me. But warnings only fueled my curiosity. If it shouldn't be opened, why? What was being hidden? So I decided, tomorrow, no matter what happened, I would open that drawer. Even if the whole office reacted, even if whatever or whoever sat beside me opposed it. I had no idea what waited for me, but I knew I had to take that step. The next morning, the entire office felt like it was waiting for me. I arrived earlier than ever, before the sun could wash the sky, before any trace of warmth touched the windows. The office stood still, dark, like a room holding its breath. Today was the day. I turned on my lamp. A coldness crept from the direction of the empty chair. Not the cold of AC or morning air, but a chill that raised my skin like something brushed past me. I stepped forward. "Let's finish this," I whispered to no one and someone. The moment my hand touched the drawer handle, every light in the office snapped off at once. Click. Darkness. Only a faint glow from the hallway seeped in. Then the chair moved, slowly, turning until it faced me, as if someone was sitting in it, watching. My heart hammered, but I stood my ground. I came here to open the drawer. There was no backing out now. I gripped the handle with both hands. Just before I pulled, a voice whispered right beside my ear, "Don't." I froze. The voice wasn't angry, not threatening. It was scared, like someone begging me not to step into danger. "I just want to know what happened," I whispered back. Silence. I inhaled, steadied my hands, and with one firm motion, I pulled the drawer open. It opened. Every light in the office flashed on. Every monitor came to life. Black screens with streaks of static. The chair jerked back suddenly, as if something had been yanked away from it. Inside the drawer was nothing, except a thin brown folder, old, worn at the edges. I lifted it carefully, and the moment I opened it, I understood exactly why the chair kept stopping me. Inside was an old employee file with a faded black and white photo, and the name printed on the form made my stomach drop. Lucas Bennett, position, administrative staff, status, inactive, left office. In 2017, I knew that name. He was the previous owner of that desk, the man who supposedly transferred. The man I never met. The man, according to distant office rumors, who vanished without a trace one early morning when he came in before anyone else. My hands trembled. I was about to check the last updated date when the monitor at Lucas's desk turned on. A simple message appeared on the screen. Thank you. I froze. My throat tightened. The room was suddenly still, calm, even peaceful, as if something that had lingered too long was finally resolved. But deep down, I knew, whatever came next, I wasn't safe yet. I stayed in front of Lucas's monitor, staring at the two words glowing softly. Thank you. The office felt larger than usual, emptier yet somehow less oppressive, as if something that had been holding on for years finally released its grip. But one question lingered. What did he want me to do? I looked back at the folder. There was one more sheet tucked behind the employee form. A building maintenance report, dated the day before Lucas disappeared. At the bottom was a handwritten message, same handwriting as the sticky note on my desk. Please don't open the old archive room. Something isn't right. The old archive room? It had been sealed long before I worked here. Senior staff always said it was unsafe. Structural issues, unstable walls, that sort of thing. I eyed the note again. Now I understood. Lucas had found something he tried to warn someone about. Suddenly the monitor flickered again. This time, not a message, but a small arrow icon pointing toward the back door, toward the hallway that led directly to the old archive room. I swallowed. My heart wasn't pounding in fear, more like anticipation. All right, Lucas. I get it, I whispered. This is what you wanted me to see, isn't it? I walked toward the back door. The hallway to the archive room was cold and dark, but not the same suffocating cold as before. This felt different, like someone was walking with me, not following, not haunting, guiding. When I reached the door to the old archive room, something happened. The door, which was always locked, eased open an inch, as if nudged from the inside. I drew a breath and pushed it open. The room was surprisingly bright, not scary at all, just shelves of old documents coated in dust, and in the center, a small box sat on a wooden table. It looked new. I opened it. Inside was a flash drive, labeled in that same handwriting. For the new supervisor, please forward. I closed my eyes for a moment. Now I understood everything. Lucas didn't vanish because something sinister consumed him. He discovered a serious structural issue in the building, something critical, something that needed urgent attention. Before he could report it, he left, but not before trying to leave a warning, a message for the next person in his place. For me. I took the flash drive, left the room, and returned to my desk. Lucas's monitor was now dead again, completely dead, as if his job was finally done. I opened the files on the drive, detailed structural reports, evidence, documentation. I forwarded everything to management. Not long after, my supervisor replied, "Thank you, Evan. You just prevented a major incident." I exhaled in relief. Without Lucas, I would have never known. When I looked at the desk beside me, the chair no longer faced me. No more movement, no more tapping, no more cold air. For the first time since working at North Pine Facility Office, the desk felt truly empty, a peaceful kind of empty. And for the first time, I felt like the desk could finally rest. The days that followed were different. Not tense, lighter. Like the entire office had exhaled after holding its breath for years. I still arrived early, but now the mornings were ordinary again, quiet in the way mornings should be. Whenever I glanced at Lucas's desk, it felt like looking at the memory of someone who once tried to do the right thing, but never got the chance to finish it. Now, the job was done. Or rather, our job was done. Some mornings, as I sip coffee and stare at my computer screen, I remember that single message on his ancient monitor. Thank you. It wasn't just a farewell. It was a reminder that sometimes the things we can't see still guide us toward what's right. That fear isn't always danger. Sometimes it's a whisper asking us to be careful. That courage isn't always loud. Sometimes it's simply the courage to open a drawer we've avoided. Since that day, I never feel alone when I arrive early. Not because something is beside me, but because someone once was. And if someday I hear that chair move again, I know it won't be to scare me. Just Lucas greeting the morning before going back to rest.